Nevada burglary and kidnapping charges since 2008. Today, the Department of Corrections announced a July hearing. If it goes his way, the once famed football star turned infamous murder suspect could be set free as early as this October. Simpson was convicted of the armed robbery of two memorabilia dealers in Las Vegas, charges unrelated to the 1994 murder of ex-wife Nicole Brown and friend Ron Goldman. That murder, followed by a live high-speed Bronco chase, a trial that gripped the country for months, and Simpson's controversial acquittal still fascinate.
These gloves are too small.
The families of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman maintain Simpson is guilty of the double homicide. A civil court in 1997 found him liable, ordering the former football star pay $33.5 million.
He may very well get parole just based upon the merits of his conduct in this case. Previously, they've ranked him as low risk.
Simpson was denied parole in 2013. If he is denied again this summer, his next chance for freedom would be in 2020. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News.
Their cries.
The NYPD will spend $42.5 million by the end of June for protecting the Trump family. Meanwhile, the city racked up $7.3 million in bills from Inauguration Day through the end of March protecting Trump Tower, where Melania Trump and Trump's son continue to live.
Hillary Clinton is returning to the public life, and she has plans to help get voices heard. On Monday, Clinton announced her new political action, an organization called Onward Together, which will raise funds for 5 progressive groups.
Now to Richie with your sports report.
Today's sports fact is at the first modern Olympics, winners were awarded silver medals. Today's weather is rainy with a high of 67 degrees and a low of. Last night, the Cavaliers and Celtics played Game 4 at Cleveland, and the Cavs won 112-. They lead the series 3-1. Now back to the anchors.
Thanks, Richie.
Belzer is partnering with Indy Power and Light to get much-needed school supplies to students in Haiti, one of the poorest countries in the world. During locker cleanout and classroom cleanup, there will be boxes available for students and teachers, but any notebooks or loose-leaf paper they no longer want. Please do not throw away out that perfectly good paper. Let's rescue the refuse for reuse.
Turn in your library books. Any library books that have not been returned yet are now overdue. Please make sure you return all library books as soon as possible and pay any fines that you owe. Yearbooks will be distributed today during first and second period.
8th graders going on the Chicago trip will receive theirs before they leave. All of the students will pick up books as directed in the morning, beginning during first period. If you did not order a book, you may pay $35 for a book.
Today's celebrity birthday is David Lopez, who is turning 30. He is most famous for his vines.
On this day in history, 1941, German battleship Bismarck sinks the British battle cruiser HMS Hood. 1,416 died, only 3 survived.
Our quote of the day is from Robert Downey Jr., who once said, "Worrying is like praying for something that you don't want to happen."
Here's our science joke of the day.
An oxygen atom and a potassium atom went out on a date.
How'd it go?
It went okay. Now to Mr. Harsha with the rest of your morning announcements.
Have a fantastic day, Bruins.
Good morning, Bruins. Couple announcements. Great joke, gentlemen. I hope you science-minded people figured that one out. Couple announcements. Number 1, our 8th grade trip to Chicago is taking place today, and what that means is that we have a number of teachers who are out of the building. So, to staff, I would ask that you please check on your neighbor. If your neighbor is on the field trip, please check in with one of our guest teachers and make sure that they understand the procedures, they know when to pick up their students from lunch, and just make sure that they feel supported this morning. I also want to remind our students to make good choices. These guest teachers that we have in our building are just that. They are guests. That means they are here to help support the students and the staff and the administration, and so we need to treat them accordingly as guests. So please be on your best behavior and make good choices and make sure that you are supporting our guest teachers today. 2, I want to make sure that you understand that yearbook distribution will happen today. Teachers, I would ask that you please check your email Mrs. Trotter put out a schedule, all the details that you need. That's going to be impacted a little bit this morning, so please check her most recent email so you know when to send students down to get their yearbook. On the note of yearbooks, students, I need you to listen to this. When you come to Mrs. Trotter and you are handed your yearbook, it is now officially yours. That means it is your official responsibility. My suggestion would be to immediately open up that yearbook and put your name inside so that you don't lose it. There's going to be lots of yearbooks going around the school today. If you leave yours lying around and there's no name on it, it's very difficult for us to tell if it was yours or not, and we don't want you to lose that, especially that you paid for it, but also we want that to be a memory you can hang on to. So please put your name in that yearbook, keep track of it today, and don't lose it. Make sure that you understand once it's given to you, it's your responsibility. I want to talk a little bit about choices today. Yesterday, quite frankly, we had very few, but we did have a few students who made some bad choices here at school, and they were sent home. I want to make sure, students, that you understand that is not only going to impact you over these next 2 days of school, but also potentially into next year. We have a few 8th grade students who are going to be starting, unfortunately, their 9th grade year suspended from school. And I don't want that for any of you, but understand we are going to hold you accountable to the same expectations that we started the school year with all the way through the end of the day tomorrow. I know sometimes at the very end of the school year, we tend to get a little bit wild. We tend to get a little bit riled up and excited for that summer break, which is totally natural. But you need to understand that as a school, we still have those same high expectations for your behavior, for your attendance, for your dress code, for everything that we've been expecting all year long. Teachers, I appreciate your support in enforcing some of those expectations. And students, again, please make sure that you are showing that grit, you are showing that focus, that living up to our core 4 expectations and making really good choices today and tomorrow. So I want to make sure that I get that out there. I want to talk about tomorrow. I left this exact message on the Sunday night call to all of your parents, so they should be aware. Tomorrow, all Chromebooks will have been collected. All textbooks have turned in. All the materials have been given back to teachers. Everything, your library books hopefully have been turned in. So there really is nothing that you should need to take to your classes tomorrow. So I want to make sure that everybody understands, and here's it from the principal. Although I did send it home to your parents, I want to give you a reminder. We will not allow book bags in the building tomorrow. So if there is anything in your locker, it needs to be cleaned out and taken home tonight. There is no need to bring books, computers, laptops, anything to school tomorrow. Your teachers will have lesson plans prepared that do not require you to have those types of materials. What you are allowed is your yearbook, if you want to bring that to have friends sign, and obviously a pen or a pencil. Neither one of those require you to carry it around in a book bag of any sort. So I'm just letting you know, we will be monitoring the doors as you enter the building. If you have a book bag, I'm going to take it. We will put your name on it. We will keep it in the office. But I want to make sure you understand, you hear it from me. I see lots of book bags still in the building today. I want you to know those will not be allowed in the building tomorrow. So please, to avoid any time or any conflicts with yourself, just leave it at home. Yearbook and a pen or a pencil should be the only things you bring to school. We will not allow bags of chips, drinks, any of that stuff. Leave it at home. Come tomorrow to school to learn, to enjoy one last day with your friends and your teachers, get your yearbook signed, and go into summer break on a positive note. I also want to remind students, just consistent with what I've been talking about, there are no exceptions to our dress code tomorrow. I want to make sure you understand the same dress code that has been enforced since the first day of school will be enforced tomorrow. So please make sure that before you come to school, you make good choices. If you are in violation of the dress code, you will be taken into student services. We will try to make adjustments, and if you don't have a change of clothes, you will be spending your last day of school in ARR. And I don't want that for anybody. So please come to school appropriately dressed. Leave your book bags and anything else that isn't school related at home, and let's make sure that we finish today and also tomorrow on a really positive note. I appreciate your attention. I know this has been a sort of a long announcement this morning, but I really do appreciate your attention, and let's make it a great, great day. Have a good one.